Yeah.
Good.
Oh, bro.
Sengiyakubona-ke manje.
Yeah. Ngizorasa ni. Hey, ngathi ngizawuthola inkinga, bro.
Abantwana.
Yeah. But they will behave.
No. Nah, impilo yendoda injalo. How are you doing
Hey,
today?
I'm good at yourself.
No, all is well, my coach. Hey, Durban is cold today, yeah?
Is it?
Yeah.
Joburg, it's not that cold, eh?
Nah, coach, hey. Uyibukelile umdlalo izolo?
Yeah, yeah, ngubukele ngeke ngihlale ngawubukeli, bro.
Uh, athini ama-thoughts wakho umdlalo wayizolo?
Now, clearly you can tell ukuthi it's been some time singadlali, man. Team ingadlali, you know.
Mm.
We couldn't
Mm.
tell in a way leyo sifuna ukuthi sitshele ngayo, team itshele ngayo. So, but we
Mm.
understand ukuthi the guys they've been off for some time. But
Mm.
the good thing ukuthi thina sidlalile.
Mm.
We've got match fitness sizoba a bit above amanye ama-team, yabona?
Yeah.
So, for we came here Tuesday, we're gonna have an upper hand, maybe waba just ukuthi thina
Mm.
sikwazi ukuthola umdlalo, yes. Sizokwazi uku-rectify whatever mistakes that we need to rectify, or
Mm.
whatever that we need ukuthi the strengths that we feel good we need to work on more, yabona? So
Mm-hmm.
I think it benefited us. Anything is benefited kakhulu.
Who was the man of the match?
Ukuya ngami, I would say it was Rivaldo.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah.
He had a good game izolo, yeah, and I was very impressed. I was also impressed with the energy ka Lebo Maboe. Lebo Maboe gave us a lot of energy.
Yeah, he worked very hard. He worked very hard. He gave us something that we engathi ukuthi mhlambe it was lacking. He was there, he was working very hard for the team, you know. So I think he played well. He played well.
What was the assessment yakho ka Keletso?
You know, Ukelezo he's one of those players mamthuma uthi endot yazi umkhumbi wami ngathi uyaya phansi. He would always come to the party. Akwenzele lento uyifunayo, you know. I remember the game when we played against the Highlands Park. He
Yeah,
came on and
yeah.
he came on and do the same thing. It's good to have players like the younger ones, you know. Mangamtshela into uyangalela uyithatha ayifake la. So as soon as he goes in, wenza exactly what the coach told him to do. So with Keneto, promise and them, you'll never go wrong. You'll never go wrong.
You know what I like the most? In the previous rounds, Nedbank, he had a terrible game, and I was one of the people who criticized him, and he sent me a reply. What? No, it will come right with time. Then came Highlands Park, and Keleto did the wonders. Last night, Keleto was another Keleto. He was at another level. You could see what the boy is focused now.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You know, I remember before he could even get promoted to go first team. You know, uh, he used to say, give me, but it was on a passing at coach. I know Guitar first level. That was while they were still playing Tigers. You know, he was battling a little bit to Tola first level. As soon as I told him first level, he was so excited about it and said, you know, yeah, now man go first level. I need to work harder. I see myself going to first team. And it happened. I think it was a year and a half. He was promoted to first team.
But no, enough about first team. Tonight it's all about you. You know, as football fans, Tina, we like to celebrate people that have made a difference in our lives. And fortunately, you are one of those people, and you have made a difference in a lot of people's life. Coach Jerry, welcome to Football Live Chat with pro and football fans.
Bonga Pro, I thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Are you surprised to a lot of people are beginning to take women's football seriously?
No, I wouldn't be surprised. It was growing. It is growing. Women's football is growing. You know, when you have something that is growing, people that would always start raising their eyebrows and say, "Hey, he need a kulai, out to see peg." So I
Mm.
wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised that people are taking women's football serious. It's because it's the mark now. Women's football, bigger. So
Mm.
we're trying our level best to market ourselves as women.
Um, Obviously, we are joining uSkheshe Kheshe, Upra Joseph Mkonza. You are joining Upra Augustine Makalakalane in coaching women's football. How have you find your journey since 2012?
Basically, it didn't start 2012. It started 2010. It started
Mm.
way 2010. In Pumala with
Mm.
Mpumalanga Detroit ladies. Uh,
Mm.
you get to experience a lot of challenges on a daily basis. It's really,
Mm.
really challenging. As a coach, you need to up your coaching abilities. You need
Mm.
to be able to analyze the game way better than your oppositions, and you
Mm.
need to understand to learn your team. We understand and no, not forgetting what's your philosophy as a coach. You need to keep
Mm.
that in mind and give your players the belief that the philosophy that meaning it works. The more you could win your players' mind, and
Mm.
anything that will challenge will give you as a coach a problem that much.
I know that Coach Peter had a contribution ekutheni wena ujoin Sundowns ladies, but how did you guys meet?
Yeah, bro. I come a long way no coach Pito. Maukula umfana from Tembisa at the age of 16, 17, 18. I think I was
Mm.
19 by then when I joined an academy called Panimulukwan in Soweto.
Mm.
At a time, Pito, he was the technical director here, the academy. I think
Mm.
that's the year where he was about to start to go by coach at Super Sport United. If you could
Mm.
recall, players, Abosiyenki Mutadra,
Yeah.
players like Kevin Mafigasbego. Those were the
Mm.
players Ababuya Epanimulukwane Academy.
Mm.
So Coach Pito then he saw something in me. You know,
Mm.
I remember we were going to Epulukwan. So we were
Mm.
going to play against this other academy as Epulukwan as Shuk. So unfortunately our academy didn't have the under 12s.
Mm.
So Coach Pito said and Coach Paradise, they said no. I think let us give that young man a coach in the under 12s. We've called in the younger players. We selected the players. They said, Coach, Cherry, you'll coach that under 12 for us. At the school, it wasn't only all about football, but it was
Mm.
only looking at the players who are talented, players who can be leaders. So Coach Peter and Coach Paradise and Coach Jerome Court, they wanted to build us for future. So that's how it started. When Coach Peter when he saw something in me.
Tembisa Black Pirates. Angitholile. Ngikutholile.
Yeah, bro.
How was it like? Because
You
ngiyazi
know,
wawuyi-superstar la.
true, bro, true. One of the team approaches a lot and lot of good players around the Timbis. Even though most
Mm.
of them they never even make it professionally. But
Mm.
I still believe what 80% of those players who played in that team they should have made it to professional football. It was a
Mm.
pity. It was a pity. Good. Most of us we never got that chance to play professionally. But one of the
Mm.
teams that produced lots and lots of good players.
Tembisa Four Nations.
Wow. Wow.
Again. Ngangikwazi kahle bewuyi-superstar wena yaseTembisa.
Uh, Tembisa Four Nation, bro. I joined Tembisa Four Nation. I think I was at the age of 23. I think
Mm.
yeah, 23. I joined Tembisa Four Nation. No. I think it was not. Yeah, I think it was 2004, if I'm not mistaken. After
Mm.
becoming Phillies Game Player of the tournament, yeah, I think it was.
Mm.
I became Phillies Game Player of the tournament, only to find that Tembisa Four Nation, the owner corner, he was attending the games. After the tournament, I was scouted and I was told to come and play for Tembisa Four Nation, one of the
Mm.
teams where I really enjoyed my football.
Mm.
One of the teams where I felt I was at peak with my football career. I think that's where I should have made it professionally. But unfortunately, things didn't work out, bro.
Hey, like most of us, things don't work out, but for some, they do work out. Kodwa, I'm shocked that you didn't make it professionally because, I mean, you were a popular man.
Despite being popular, bro, you won't believe I tell you that I even had a stint in England, that's Scotland. But because by then I was still young and naive, uh, excited over international, that took me out of the way. So I had to come back and start afresh. But I believe Uguti, Unkulunkulu, he knew my path before me. And I said, okay, this is where I'm gonna walk through. So anything that happened back then, I thank the Lord. Uguti, here am I today. I'm a coach of Mamelodi Sundowns ladies. Had I made it professionally, who knows? I wasn't gonna be the coach. I would be somebody probably now roaming around the streets,
No, we thank God Uguti, even though you didn't make it as a football player, but you made it as a coach. And currently you are one of the best coaches that are produced in this country and who's making a difference in this country's football. But a lot of people, they don't know Uguti when umuntu boxing. But I know.
Yeah.
I know Uguti when boxing.
Pro boxing, it was always my first love. I think I've only grew the love of football when I came to Joburg, because basically I'm from Free State. Boxing was always my first love. When I came to Joburg, I said, no, I'm gonna try and pursue this career in boxing. But when you get to Joburg, when you get to Tembisa, you don't even find a single person who could boxing. Everybody gets to talk. Everybody gets to talk about football, volleyball. Then, obviously, it turned and it changed. I then decided to say, let me try this thing like this about football. So I think that's how I got involved into football, especially when I got to Joburg.
So, Angel, ubeka Anthony Joshua la, ubeka Mike Tyson, ubani win fight.
Hey, Mike Tyson, the first round Mike Tyson was I win. The first round Mike Tyson was I win.
Okay, event naso event ngifuna ubeka event naso Lennox futhi. Angibeka Baby Jake no Anthony Joshua. Who's winning it?
Hi, that's a mismatch. Anthony Joshua will walk away with it.
But I know that Anthony Joshua is your man.
Yeah, currently on all the heavyweights that are corner, Abo Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, I don't rate them that high, but I can tell you, go to Anthony Joshua, come the trilogy, Tyson Fury, no Wilder. Should Fury or Wilder, any one of them are winning up, Joshua will knock him out.
And then the unthinkable happened in 2012, Coach Jerry. That's how people like me got to know you. You joined Sundowns Ladies. Obviously, joining Sundowns Ladies, I mean, a lot is expected from you. Your first year at Sundowns, how was it like?
Hey, I was fortunate. I was very, very fortunate because some of the players who were at Sundowns Ladies are the players that I've coached at the previous team at Luso Africa. Basically, they're the ones who recruited me to come to Sundowns after the passing of the late coach Brian Dube. They said, Coach, at Sundowns, they want the coach. Kindly please put your CV in there. I said, okay, I'll give my CV in. When it comes to my first season, when you look at the players like your Andile Dlamini, those are the players who played a huge role in helping me to settle in the team. When you first got into the team, unfortunately, I was just thrown into the deep end. First week, I coached the team on Tuesday. On Thursday, Saturday we had to go and come again.
No, in network yake bitistepekile coach askis.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Saturday it was a league game. We had to go away and play with Fabulous. So you understand, you only coach the team once. So you would need to have players, those senior players whom you can talk to and ask which player plays in which position and all that. But the player like the likes of Andile Dlamini, she played a huge role in assisting me as a coach and saying, Coach, low zalala, you know. So I said, okay, let me give it a shot and see if Andile Dlamini's ideas will work out for me. So it gave me a clear picture with, okay, this is how things is going to happen. So the other thing, obviously, I got the team lying fifth on the log. You know, a lot was expected. At that time, they were, Mamelodi Sundowns, they were not a strong team, you know. So I told myself that I want to make this team one of the best teams. If I want to make this team one of the best teams, it has to start now. So, lucky enough, if you got those players that I've mentioned, you know, they've made things easier for me. At that time, there were two streams. You know, you won't believe that we've won all the games to win our stream. So they made things easier. My players at the time, they made things easier for me.
Obviously, 2013, you did the unthinkable. You did the at Summer 2000, you did the otherwise. 2013, you won Sasol National Championships.
You know, I believe in working hard and I believe in winning. Any competition that I play in or that I participate in, I always go in here just to win it, not just to add a number or just to learn, but to win. So basically, 2012, we came second after playing a provincial playoff. We've lost to one of the strongest teams at the time, Palace Super Falcons. I told my players, if we came second this year, next season we need to win it. And you won't believe that we won that season without losing a game, just throwing one game. We drew one game. We drew one game with Palace Super Falcons, and we won all the games that we've played. So people, they mustn't be surprised when they see us winning the national without losing a game. So it's something that it's been happening, you know. So it's a pity that people they didn't follow us back then.
You know, I'm trying to understand, Uguti, why would you leave a fancy job like being a pharmacist? You know, dispensing medicine, schedule 1, OTC, or schedule 4, or schedule 6. And then uzo coach abantu abamudi njengabantu besifazane. I'm sorry for being sexist, but uzo coach abantu who are known to be moody at times and abantu aba emotional, aba reactor manje. Why did you do that?
You know, Pilani, a lot of people they always say, yes, abantu besimame ba moody and all that, ba react and all that. Let me tell you one thing about abantu besimame. Abantu besimame, they just need honesty. Change, I'm not taking you out anymore. Then in that way, you will win umuntu wesimame. What made me to quit the job that I was doing, you know, football takes the best out of me. You know, I've been in that company for the past 17 years. I'm in a department that I didn't work. I started as a production cleaner. I became manufacturing operator and all that. So I felt good at about time now. I get a new challenge. Yes, this challenge was there, but it was not on a full-time basis. And you know, when the president says to you, now I need your full dedication into this team, you need to decide. It's either
who says no to Mr. President?
Come again?
Who says no to our president?
No one can say no to the president. When the president said, now I need your full focus here, I said, President, you've got my time. I'm gonna put my entire time into this team. So that's how it happened that I had to quit the job that made me who I am today.
2015, you won a tournament and you were named coach of the tournament. That's one of the biggest accolades, coach. But yet you are still humble.
You know, Pilane, if one wants to be successful in life, you just got to be humble. Be grounded and be humble. Because as soon as you start, that's where the problem is gonna be. I always tell my players, Guti, life will humble you. I tell them about my previous stories, Guti. life once humbled me. So I've been there, Pilani. I've been humbled. There was a time when I was on top. When you go to Tembis, everyone would say, "Hey, ukapolotu." And there was a time in life in cutting Buisela Panty. That's when I knew that life will humble you. So irrespective of what achievements that you have, one just need to stay grounded and be humble.
I want to talk about season less Pumagion. But before sikhulume ngayo, you know, before we've had Sis Amanda Dlamini, we've had the senior Fran Hilton Smith, we have had Coach Sempiwe Dludlu, and we have spoken about our challenges that are experienced by our teams, players as well, when it comes to women's football. If Coach Jerry is having a conversation with other coaches from other teams, whether it's Durban Ladies, whether it's Bloemfontein Celtic, what are the challenges those coaches are telling you about? What are the challenges that they're experiencing?
You know, the challenges that I would say I'm a coach, or even us as a team that we experience. You know, each and every coach would like to have, I'm a player, I'm not. I would say that, you know, but it's a pity, you know, for you to be able to build those players. You don't get lots of women players. So you are limited with what you have. You can only work with what you have, you know. So, but for you to go out there and try and get other players, it becomes a challenge. Let's say Freiburg, let's say KZN. You know, a challenge is good. What is she going to eat? This kid on a talent. She's talented. You can see what she's talented. But the challenge would be the accommodation for the players, you know. Is it possible for her to totally score as a right, you know? So I would, the challenge is that we've got a talent in South Africa, but we don't get to nurture this talent in a way you would umtana in a, like, you know, look at Abafan. When you go out the Abafan academies, left, right, center. You come to women's football, no academies, you know. So because of coaches come in with kwamela thola ukudla and kwamela thola indawo yokuhlala. So I would say the biggest challenge is ukuthi this talent abantu besimame bekhona, we can't groom it ngendlela right njengabantu besilisa. Where do they get enough support to have academies and all that? So I said that is the biggest challenge abacoach abaningi abakhala ngayo ukuthi uyazi kula ama-player good, but the problem ukuthi angina accommodation for bona, angikwazi ukuthi ngaba yenzela 1 2 3, you know. So I think that's the biggest challenge ama-teams ahlangabezana nawo.
What about the issue of salaries? Because I heard that in some teams you volunteer, you know, it's voluntary work.
Yeah, you know abantu besimame, they playing football out of love. It's sad to find we do have a national league, man, and it's sad to find even all the other 11 teams in the national league, they are not even getting a single cent on a monthly basis. It's very sad. This woman about Dlaga, Mababuya, and obviously they were expecting at least something month end. Still to date, they're not even getting a single cent. You know, that's very, very frustrating, and it's disappointing. We're hoping our mother body will go out there and try and find sponsors for this league, so that this women's number they could put bread on the table, you know.
Obviously, kuba khona issue ye motivation. How do you motivate your players? I mean, you know very well you are going to play against a team that is not, obviously Sundowns is owned by a billionaire. You are playing against a team owned. How do you motivate your players? No, you must respect this opposition and you must give our utmost best. How do you do it then?
You know, you remind me of my days in Mpumalanga when we played against some teams of Sundowns. You know, when you play against bigger teams, that's where I don't think you need to motivate your players. Players born themselves, they get motivated because a player would say, if I play well and if we beat Sundowns, possibilities are that with the coaches Sundowns, and then we play for a team like Sundowns, you know. So, but basically, yeah, into Fanajangale, if you're going to play against the team of Fanajangale, it's whereby players they get to motivate themselves. When now you just push them as hard as you can, this is the opportunity to showcase your talent. Anything is possible. You'd never know who's watching, you know, and abilities are there. You might be scouted by one of those bigger teams, Abafana, Nabo Sundowns, and Celtics and stuff.
I had to go to sometimes players when they are selected for Ibanyana Banyana. Nakhona futhi kunama-challenges wakhona, and one of the players once said to me ukuthi she only had a ticket from OR Tambo to King Shaka Airport. From King Shaka Airport to home, she had to see what she needs to do because there was no money for her to travel from airport to home. Naku national team, there's a problem.
I wouldn't talk much about the national team because I'm gonna experience whatever that you just mentioned now. But I'm gonna like my challenges corner. It's a pity good, okay. You know, when a player I'm a player with Sundowns, my national team from Sundowns to airport, it's either they will be transported and all that. I know I've worked before on my team about Detroit ladies where a player from airport from Mpumalanga airport, it will be something we are to manage, you know. So we wouldn't have any contact from the Marapoyo. So those are the challenges about corner. Challenges hence I won't dwell that much with the national team with the national team but what I know, we as Mamelodi Sundowns, we take our players from Sundowns, about camper. If about camper around Chobe, we drop them a campaign. So that's what we do. But for other teams, yeah.
Now at Sundowns, we coach our superstars. Our superstars, and we know good. Sometimes managing a superstars, especially from a men's perspective, it's very difficult to manage a superstars. And when you have a role model like Coach Peter, who coaches a superstars on a regular basis, now you have a superstars in your team. How is that to coach players like Abo Roda, Abo Slender, Abo Andile, and all those kind of players?
Yeah, it's very difficult to coach players that are exposed into international level. It's very difficult plan. I can make just a typical example. You know, I remember when Coach Vera was here coaching Banyana Banyana. I had I had 9 players in the Banyana team. You know, so the players would go to camp. When they come back from camp, they've learned something. They've learned something from an international coach, which maybe you have never taught them. All of a sudden, when they come back, the players they will start asking you, Coach, where are we vulnerable? You know, because they were exposed. True, because they were exposed to that international coaching from your coach Vera and all that. They will come back asking you a lot of questions, Coach. Where do you think we're vulnerable? Then I start asking them. Where did you get it? They will say, no, Coach, I'm asking. We want to know as a team where we're vulnerable. Which position do you think, especially that we need to cover? And I would say to them, you know, before you could go to a national team, you need to understand one thing. You wouldn't be at that national team if it was enough Sundowns. So now you need to stay humbled because I always tell them that life will humble you. You would go to national team.
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable. So we are
so vulnerable.
Where are we vulnerable? The other one would say, Coach, will ask you, good coach, what KEF license do you have? I'm like, okay. So come back and say, no, national team, they tell us to move like this and that, but you need to remind them this is not national team. At times at times when they come back from national team, 4 or 5 of those players who at national team, I'll put them on the bench. Then we win the game. Then they will start realizing, hey, this guy was very we have a national team. I'll just walk into the team. We've played against Tax. I put 5 players from the national team on the bench. They were like, and we beat Tax something like 8-3. On that day, I had to play Andile Damines, one of our strikers. She scored 3 goals. You know, because of players, when they come back from the national team, they feel big. They feel like, coach, you need to understand. You know those things. So as a coach, you need to be strong. You need to be very, very strong when you deal with women players who come in from the national team. It's not easy to coach the so-called superstars. But at Sundowns, we don't have those players that they call superstars. At Sundowns, when you come at Sundowns, you come as an ordinary player. A year or two, it also rubs into you. Good, now I'm also a good player. For me to play here, it means I'm one of the top players. So it builds you. It builds you to say, no man, I'm a top player. I'm a superstar. Then if you believe good, you're a superstar, and then it will work for you. The other players or the other opponents, it will be easier for you to go past them, isn't like, because now you motivated pro. So self belief is a cool, bro.
Now, coach, I'm a player's way to lately assign a 6 months contract, or rather being an example, signed a 6 months contract per share. How do you feel about our players signing short-term deals overseas instead of long-term deals?
This is my personal opinion. This is my personal view. When I play, I don't support that thing. I'm a player way to assign a 6 months contract overseas. I don't support that. I would love to see our players signing a long-term contract, but I believe it's because of wherever Labayakon, because those teams they have never seen them playing on a regular basis. They only believe in those videos. Okay, look at this video. Somebody would send a 15 minutes video to an overseas team. So those overseas teams, they don't believe that much. They are a bit skeptical. Let's see. It's just because they can't commit themselves in a long-term contract only to find a player.
Mana coach, wait.
Yeah.
This Pume World Cup. Tembi Khatlana was our star player. She scored our first goal.
Okay.
But still, Utembi gets 6 months or a year contract. I mean, come on, coach. Siagma Olympics now. You can't tell me those people about what games wait.
Come Olympics, I see.
No, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, no, this is Uruguay. I mean to say, this is Uruguay. No under 17. Obviously, you can see Uguti. No, South Africa is doing something. Why poor short-term deals?
We're gonna pro nakona futhi enye into bengisathi mhlambe ngisazoyithinta kuyo. It all goes down to abantu abakurepresentayo. Your representatives. If you've got a strong representative whereby maba negotiate, baba firm to whatever abantu abakumekisa kubo. Look, I'll make a typical example. When Puminyandeni goes in Russia, I played a part in her move in going in Russia when it comes to negotiations. She never signed a year contract because she was a Banyana player. She signed 3 years. You look at your Andisiwem or your Zanele club. They didn't sign short-term contracts. They signed. Hence, I'm saying it all depends on about representative. Do they put the interest of the players at heart or whatever logo back pegi? Because if you've got a representative of signing 6 months, saying after I'm about signing 6 months, after Skati, uzo impress certain teams, it's very, very hard to impress Amanyama team 6 months. So I would still say it goes down to Abantaba represent a player where to Guti. Do they really put a player with interest at heart? or babheke whatever leyo abazoyithola for ukuthi balethela ama-player phesheya.
Obviously, Urifilwe use Milan, Italy.
Yes.
I'm sure you communicate with her about a journey there. I mean, how do you motivate your other players ukuthi nabo bafane nabo Urifilwe bahambe baye phesheya? Do you do that often, noma uthi yazi ukuthini, let's focus on building Sundowns and then we'll see what happens?
There's pro Sundowns, it's people maybe they don't understand. Tina, and what is it's a trend. Each and every season that ends, there's a player that goes overseas. For the past 6 seasons, so to my players, it's a motivation. You know why I'm playing for Sundowns, and there's a possibility of having you overseas. When you look at players like you, Amanda Sist, for her to go overseas, she had to play for Sundowns. She played for Sundowns, then she went overseas. There was another year, the following year, it was Andiswem Koi. She got to Hungary. Other year again, it was Rhoda Malauti. She went to to Canberra, Australia. The other year again, it was Zanelen Tapu and Andiswem Koi going overseas. Now again, it's Rhoda Malauti. So it motivates those players to work harder because they see if I work hard, I get an opportunity to go overseas. You know, there are a lot of what do they call them? Agents that come to me and say, Coach, I want 2 or 3 midfielders. I want to take them overseas. I always say you must come to Sundowns games so you can see which player do you believe that can go overseas. You know, so to us, it's not a motivation. It's that thing that to say I need to work hard. If I work hard, it's a motivation. You know why? I need to work hard. If I work hard, there's a possibility of me going overseas. You know, so always tell them a training with it. If you spend the country, uzohamba and it's Sundowns at Sundowns asogwaleli ukuthi uhambe uye phesheya. As long as we are phesheya, we happy for you. You know, so to us, it's a motivation. You know why we.
Ayahola ama-player akho?
Ayahola ba.
Oh, okay. As long as ama-players ayahola engavolunteer, si happy nathi because we want to see our girls changing their family lives.
Kuzolunga pro ayikho into engalungi sekuseduze nokuthi sibabone nabo mhlambe bagijima kula mafika asasindayo.
Hayi no, upresident kumele ayikhiphe imali.
Izophuma yazi pro. I always tell my players ukuthi I know ukuthi mina I always say to them it shouldn't be about money. But ukhona lo munye uzokutshela ukuthi coach, life it's about money. Don't tell us it's not about money. But I always say to them, don't play for money. Let's play imali izosizela yona ngokwayo. And the more we play, the more we do good. It's not like imisebenzi yethu ayibonakala. Management, people are doing good. They deserve this.
Women's CAF Champions League. Coach. Akudlalwa lapho.
Pro, fortunate enough, I'm one of those guys who work hard. I can tell you now, I've seen the videos of a team that won the league in Nigeria. It's called Rivers, Sisters Rivers, something like that. I've seen the video of the team of Cameroon that won the league already. That team is very strong. I've seen the video Simba ladies from Tanzania. I've seen my video. Yes, you know the team that I'm telling you about, just a Nigeria, Sisters River, something like that. It produced players like your Assisi Oshola, your Odega, Francis Odega, they from there. You know about. We did Okwechu, something like who plays for Nigerian national team now. Okwechu number 10. She's from there. So one needs to.
Bashaya abantu kulaba kubanyana.
Bashaya kubanyana.
Esikhathelo ibo.
La ku Champions League hayi la ku Sundowns le ka coach chef. La kuyasetshenzwa.
I know. Unginikeza confidence.
Bro, like I said earlier on, with any competition in Yaguyo, I'm going out there to win that competition. So my players, they know what is at stake. They know, the other motivation that makes my players to win in National League was, just imagine you're gonna go down to the memory lane with who was the first players to win, or who was the first team to win in National League. They will say Sundowns Ladies. And who were the players? Now I was a promising with, hey, I was part of that team. So same applies. Now, this is the first Champions League ever. Mababuzo who won the first World Cup Pro? Which team won the first World Cup in Labatot? Was it Uruguay or Brazil? I think it's Uruguay. We all know which is Uruguay.
Yeah.
So it will stay there forever and now be part of that history. So it's the first Champions League. Why not? Let's go out and make history. Wonkumuntu will know Guti. There's a team called Mamelodi Sundowns Ladies.
Obviously, with Champions League, it means Uguti, you will need to beef up your squad. You will need to have a pre-season, and there will be a lot of traveling as well. Have you started already preparing for that post after lockdown?
Yeah, it's a pity lockdown. Pro is valele, man. Pro lockdown i hampare i progress here too. But players are given programs which are on it, And like I'm saying, like I've just told you now, which I've already seen a video on my team. That tells you Guti, I'm already working on it. Beefing up the team, I'll definitely have to beef up the team. Remember, Tina, we had 23 players. So basically I'll be, if I could have 28 players. It's something that I still need to discuss with management to say, can I have 5 more stronger players just to beef up the team? So that needs me to discuss with the management, and surely the support that I get from them, they will definitely give me a go ahead, So so beef up, bro. So beef up.
I know we've had CEO, the former CEO of Simba SC, Usenzo Mbata before on our chat. Obviously, he resigned today and he joined the Younger. And he told us before, Simba Ladies are a very strong team and they'll be competitive. And I'm happy Uguti already, this thing of studying the opponents, we instill and we are preparing already for the Champions League. Because Coach Cheritina's League, we want it as fans. We want the trophy.
Trophy must go to Clorcop. Trophy must go to Clorcop. Agna manga business, and you will see that the guests will give their all to see to it that they bring the trophy to Clorcop. This trophy must go to South Africa. It will be a trophy for South African women's football. It will be a trophy for Mamelodi Sundowns. We know who we're representing. We're not only representing Sundowns alone, Who knows, this could be one of the biggest changes in women's football, So why not? Let us play our part also. We are given that chance to do so. Let us do so.
Coach Cherry, before I let you go, because we've been trying now it's from 6 o'clock, and I'm sure Katele, man, you want to rest and you want to spend time with your kids and family. Who's winning the league? The Absa Premiership.
Yeah, bro, with no doubt. The league goes to Clorcop. There's one thing that people they don't realize. Whenever Sundowns Ladies win the league, Sundowns men they also win the league. So we're rubbing it off. We're rubbing it off to them. We're rubbing it off to the guys. So we winning the league. Sundowns. It's from Gauteng province. Gauteng is home of champions. So what?
I'm from KZN. Man, Gauteng. What are you saying about us?
One pro. When the president bought this team, he said he wants Mamelodi Sundowns to dominate Africa.
Yes.
Our president is a visionary. What's Bonella Pambi? Look now, bro. Mamelodi Sundowns Ladies is going to Champions League. So first team it did it 2016. Now it's our chance. We are given the chance to go and do it. this Mamelodi Sundowns will dominate Africa.
Coach Cherry, your best ladies 11. Your best. It doesn't have to be Sundowns players only. Your best. Best 11. I'm not down, Coach Cherry. I'm noting down your best 11.
Bro, I can't give you my best 11. You know, I can't give you my best 11 unless I give you my best 11 in your inbox. I'll give you my best 11.
Usaba ukuthi kunama players azothatha coach ngitrophile kwi best 11 yakho.
Bro, angifuna ukucabana nama player. Not only my players, but you know, bro, I'm very close with a lot of players, you know. So I talk to a lot of players. I talk to players of TUT, talk with players of Celtics, Cold City Wizard. There are a lot of players that I'm talking to. So I would prefer it to remain that way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm mhlambe leyo ngayenza the game mhlambe kuthiwa coach uwe manje coach ayola khetha abantu obafunayo. Then I'll do that.
Hayi, ucasheke super coach what but fine. It's fine. Get respect a lot. I won't put pressure on you. Because angifuna abantu basethembisa abalweni nami because tomorrow we have another Tembisian Tembisa legend tomorrow on our Instagram live. So I want you to be part of it as well. Give me your best PSL 11.
A PSL best 11.
Yes.
Oh, okay. In goals I'll have Dennis.
All right.
Right back. I'll have Capello.
Right.
Left back. I like them young pro. I'll have Bongani Sam.
Oh, Paris now. We're from Celtic.
Yes, I'll have Bongani Sam. Hi man, bro. One time kungifaka on the spot. I'll get that. Yeah, and then before ngiya kuma two center backs, I'll go phakathi in the middle of the park.
Okay.
Ngidlala nge 4-4-2. I'll have Andile no Themba.
Andile Charlie no Themba's one.
Themba just in front of Andile ahlale khona la emva kwakhe asebenze.
Okay.
Yes.
Your front four.
Okay, on the left wing. Yeah. On the left wing it's a bit difficult. Why in the
It can't be difficult, coach. You've seen obviously great players over the years.
Yes. Oh, you mean even players who played professionally before? Or
PSL.
only those who have only
PSL. Because the next thing was about Jomoson. No. PSL.
There's a player on the right. There's a player who plays for Cape Town.
City.
Cape Town City. Yes, Cape Town City. Not Gift Links. The other one.
Craig Martins.
Okay. Ngidla phansi kuphela ngapha.
Tshabalala i-right wing yakho no-Craig Martins shoot amahashi like iwa phambili one time.
Ya ngalo kuyagijinwa ngalo ngapha sizobopha siyavimba ngapha ukuthi bangahambi ngapha. Atheka ngapha siyavimba ngapha.
Ivimba ngoba
ngizofika kuwe and then la phambili ke la uKaston ngiyamthanda uKaston akadlale phambili la ngisamfunela istriker sizodlala naye lesi engazi ukuthi yabona lesi inectar simesti lesi sidla phakathi. Then two center backs would have uTyson uHlatshwayo no Nascimento.
Okay, Tyson uno Nascimento. Right. Ungikoleta i-striker ne-left wing.
Yeah, i-left wing ngifuna umuntu omnandi, angifuni umuntu sinamahashi ngale, asifuni nehashi ngapha. Umuntu omnandi. Ongathi uzofaka ishukela. Yabo uKemit angeke ngimshiye uKemit. Phambili uKemit angeke ngimshiye.
Okay, uKemit is your 9, okay?
Yeah,
Right.
i-substitute yami yokuqala kuzaba uCola Mlambo.
Wait, oh, so the substitutes ungakayiqedi first 11.
Ne-substitute uCola Mlambo.
All
Angisafuna
right.
amanye nginoCola angeke ngimshiye uCola Mlambo. Ngakhathela uThemba ngithi hey Cola amangena amaphasayelo kubokhemithi kusetshenzwe ndoda. Yeah.
Azofaka ushukela wakhe. Right. I'm still waiting for your left wing.
Ngimshiya kanjani left wing ngeke ngishiye nayi idlala le kuPirates ngifishane incane ingaka.
Umako.
Paseka Mako.
Paseka Mako. Oh, computer.
Ngihamba kuphela. Hayi ngihamba kuphela. Baningi phela pro. Baningi pro baza uyabona ukuthi uAndile uzawubulawa ukusebenza.
Hayi futhi uzobesebenza ngempela la ngoba zonke lezi ezinye ziyagijima. Umsishi uyashelela, uPinzi kuyaphambili ihashi, ucomputer ihashi liyaphambili. So kuzoba tough la.
Yeah.
Ukizembe.
Yeah, okay. Uyofika izembe. Angeke left back ne right back imnandi ngapho left back ne right back imnandi uMr Clean akalala lali phansi uNasimenti thatha ibhola yale 90 minutes iyophela 90 minutes iyophela lo muntu angabanga nomhlabathi
20 meter pass 25 meter pass accurate
you get that Tyson ke Russell Tyson uzamsebenzela la uzamklinela zona la eceleni
uzoba kapa
paseka makakhathele ngifaka nali hashi ngale libuya ku Super Sport uyalibona umdiba
postman who's coaching this team ngoba wena phela uJomo Sono wayo who's coaching the team
coach the team
yeah not you
angeke ngicoach mina angeke ngilunge athi ngizabafunela ucoach engazi ukuthi angeke ngifake coach Pete ngizobafunela enye coach ufanele owenta kama
OTG yeah amasosha ke azoba amasosha lawo
OTG uthanda lawa abagijimayo ngisho
hayi no ngizwa kahle
yeah
Prakapa ukapa lodumo uqhamukapi before we close
ngwena ke pro ngibuyisele emuva kakhulu under 12
nginjalo
under 12 ethembisa Black Pirates bengibaceda abantu bengibahambisa abantu kwafika omunye brother bambiza uRokni uRokni wangibiza uKapa lodumo wathi from Cape to Kauru bathatha ngapho bamikisele empalami Kapa lodumo lahlala kanjalo ke leqaba pro
Kapa lodumo my coach we organized this session because we wanted to tell you as football fans ukuthi we love you, we appreciate you, and we appreciate the work that you do. Thank you very much for spending this time with us, and we wish you all the success, we wish you all the love, and we wish you all the great things. We want the CAF Champions League.
Yeah, Pro, I thank you, and I thank the supporters of Mamelodi Sundowns, even those who are not Mamelodi Sundowns who support women's football. I thank you guys for the love that's shown, not only to me but also to my girls. You know, it was a special edition for me. Guti ning celebrate ngelanga labo mama. Usho kona pro ukuthi ngimbokodo mina pro.
Induna yabafazi.
Induna yabafazi pro. I thank you pro. It's a promise that we make with my team. We'll bring the trophy home. We'll definitely bring the trophy home. Siyayilanda the Champions League.
Coach, please make sure you save this this chat so that ngizokwazi ukuyirekhoda kahle. Thank you very much. And ngizoyiposta ku YouTube so that ama players amanye azobona ukuthi uwahloniphile and you didn't do women's best 11.
Including women's best 11.
and nanokuthi nje ngifuna ukuthi nanoma yinini when you are stressed or whether you are traveling to Nigeria, traveling to Cameroon or to Tanzania, you just go to YouTube and you play this interview and you watch it again. And you remind yourself that you made a promise to South Africa. Sundowns will be the first team as a winning CAF Champions League.
I'm Chiki Pro. I thank you. And I believe it will be something that I will share with the players. With my girls, this is the pressure that I've put ourselves in. So we need to deliver.
Coach Jerry. Have a good evening.
Ngibonga mina pro.
Thank you.
Shameote.
Thank you.
Kuta what? Sizosave Valent. So say.